Welcome back live, everyone. We continue right here on Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani with you at 412-575-2600. You can also tweet me tonight at KDPomp, P-O-M-P, at B Pompeani on Snapchat, if you so choose. We have a lot to get into today. Again, we're talking about the Ravens and the Steelers. We have a tweet from Joey Wagner. What's up, Joey? He says, I'm ready for Steelers-Ravens. Are you, KDPomp? Yes, I am. And that game will kick off at 1 o'clock. I expect that Baltimore will be a lot better than they were last week in London. Joe Flacco passed for just 28 yards in the entire game. 2 interceptions. He struggled with his back. Their defense is still pretty good, but they need to run the ball and score points. And if they can't, the Steelers should be able to win this game. And I'm predicting the Steelers will win this game. Normally, I don't do that in Baltimore because they've had very meager success there. But I think tomorrow you'll see the Steelers come away with a win. Who knows what level of scoring will take place, but I like the Steelers to win the game. All right, let's go out to the lines. Lou in Johnstown is first up tonight on the Bordas and Bordas hotline. What's up, Lou?
Hi, Bob. Nice for you to get back to me. I listen to your show all the time, but my one thought here is you said McCutcheon still has 1 year left on this contract, correct?
Yes, it's a team option.
Right. So why don't we keep him and start out the season and see how he goes? He may like it there, and they may like him and agree to some kind of contract. They'll help him through the season, plus attendance. In the meantime, depending on what happens as summer goes by, then they can always try to sign him or see who's going to jump on a bandwagon to buy him.
Let me ask you something, Lou, before you get away. How much do you think he's going to want? How much do you think he's worth?
Well, that's questionable, what they can afford. But the main thing is...
No. They can afford whatever they want to afford. Now, see, they've got you brainwashed into thinking they can't afford. They could afford if they want to.
I totally agree with you, but I'm trying to outthink them at the same time. Use them as much as you can, then see what happens after that.
Well, listen, I think for them to be competitive, they need him around next year. I do, because I haven't seen enough consistently from Marte or Polanco to think they can be what they are supposed to be. And without McCutcheon, now you're going to have to put Marte in center and come up with someone to play right.
To start out the season, he would help attendance also and maybe rejuvenate the team that way.
Well, who knows? I just know that at some point, thank you for the call, Lou. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
I think, as I've said before, and I'm not changing my opinion on this, they're just not going to want to meet him at the price he wants. Let's talk about this for a second. Andrew McCutcheon loves Pittsburgh. Andrew McCutcheon has a wife who's from Pittsburgh. Andrew McCutcheon is going to have a baby boy in December. Andrew McCutcheon likes his legacy in Pittsburgh. However, that's all well and good. And if the sentimental side of Andrew McCutcheon takes over here, he could agree to something less than what the market is about. However, I think after what he signed the last time, which was a 6-year, $51 million deal, he's going to want to cash in. It's his last contract, and I don't begrudge him that at all. But I think it's in the neighborhood of $20+ million a year based on just the market. I don't think the Pirates are going to want to pay that, so they'll trade him, and they'll try to get more. And if it turns out to be a good return on their investment, so be it. That's what maybe they feel they have to do. But I don't think there's any way that he stays in Pittsburgh. That's just me, and I'm not going to change. Let's go to John in Ross Township. What's up, John? How you doing?
Hey, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
I was curious. I didn't know if you noticed it or not. The inning that Cole got pitched, he left inherited base runners, and they actually scored when against his ERA. But I saw him screaming and yelling at Diaz as he come off the field. I didn't know if you noticed that or not, or if you had any idea what was said.
I saw it. I don't know what it meant, though. Sometimes, what I've learned about that is that you can't assume that something's happening that you don't know for sure what's happening. So I don't know.
I agree with you. That's why I was asking.
And until I see him and ask him, and if he's willing to say, that's one thing. But I don't know, so I don't know what the thing is. But, bottom line is, Garrett Cole, thank you very much for the call, by the way. 12-12, 4.26 ERA. I expect better from Garrett Cole. He seemed to be optimistic with what he did. He was out there every single 5th day, and he did a pretty good job in that regard. I think 33 starts. But I expect him to be better than 426. Wins are wins. You can debate that all you want, but 426, he needs to be better. He gave up 31 home runs this year. Last year, by comparison, he gave up 7. That's not good. So that has to get better. All right, let's go out to the lines. We got Judy in Finleyville. What's up, Judy? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Good.
I watch you every night. I watch all sports, and I'm excited about the Penguins.
Me too.
I hope they do go for 3. And Pirates actually finished up well tonight. I'm glad to hear that and hope they can get things together for next year. And just going to watch Pirates and Penguins and forget the other team. I hate doing that, but...
Why?
Oh, just a little upset.
I understand how you feel, but at some point that's got to dissipate. I think, you know, if you listen to what they said and how, I think they miscalculated everything. And I think they were good about saying that. And I think, you know, I don't think you'll see many demonstrations tomorrow. Do you think so?
I don't think anything like that, but I think people are just going to not maybe watch and see what happens.
I don't know, Judy. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. I will say this, that I personally, and I am only speaking for myself, I am tired of sports and politics mixing. I don't think it's a good mix. I think it's oil and water. I think it's two worlds colliding that don't need to collide. And, you know, there was an article in The Athletic from a guy who's from Canada, you know, questioning Mario Lemieux and his motives from going to the White House. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is a time-honored tradition. This has nothing to do with endorsements of candidates. This has to do with teams that win go to the White House, regardless of your politics, and it shouldn't come into play. By the way, if you're considering the Penguins are going because they're Republican, they're not. They support Democrats. So they're just doing it because that's what you're supposed to do. I understand if teams don't want to go, that's their prerogative, fine. But again, this whole idea of mixing sports and politics is just getting old for me. All right, Ernie, Derek, Adam, and Raymond, you're coming up next right here live on Pittsburgh CW.